because of technical difficulties with YouTube's. I don't know what they were saying. I hit the wrong thing and it said bring a guest on. And well, this is part 3 here on Tuesday night. And I will wait, as always, for a few souls to come on board. Okay, and while I'm waiting, excuse me. So, okay, right there, I'm going to get a magnifier. Alright, I meant to grab this before. So I have here the wheel well that I'm going to be working on starting with that. And if you look at this area right here, I have 2 colors made. And you really look in it with the mag, you might not be able to see it, but I'm just trying to see something here. There's a texture that is creating the pavement. So just a lot of little lines and just texture things going on in the reflection. So I will put that off to the side. And I will have, it's also going to help me with the letters later. Okay. All right. Shiny, shiny. So I'll start with this section right here. All right. I'm figuring because it's Thanksgiving this week, my wife said there might not be many people able to really watch anything like this. And I understand that because, you know, grocery shopping for clothes, whatever you have to do, you know, that's understandable. So, having said that, I'm just going to start. Oh, okay. Well, we'll see. We got this section here. This is frisket, and of course that's exposed, so I will cover that. Before I forget, I'll cover that right now. Okay, so I think I'll use some tape here. There's what the car's looking like so far. I went over this in more detail, cut out the letters, cut out the shapes, and I have an opening right here. I want very low tack tape, whoops, on here because of the Corvette is painted in water transparents, not that real strong opaque paint. Okay, that's good, that's good. Any other openings right there? Gotta make sure. Yeah, that's opened. It's hard to tell. So, for the sake of argument, on this angle, I'll consider it open. Wait a minute. No, that's covered. Okay, that's covered. But down here isn't. And over here, just going to look funky because we're focusing on the wheel. And I just didn't put a full piece of frisket on there because of the damage it could possibly do to the transparent paint. So just patching a few areas for overspray. There we go. That's pretty good. That's an overlap of frisket. Up here, I might as well get it too. I got a metal desk finally, the backing for the metal desk, the magnets and stuff, but This is not for magnets. This is Claybord. Okay, so here we go. All right, I'm going to open up this area, focusing on the wheel. I'm going to focus on this area right down here. It's just back and forth kind of stuff that's going to cause the wheel to look like it's shining. So let's get the right color here. Wheels, chrome wheels, windshield, and got to make sure because I have a couple of them for chrome. Low, just looking at these. Okay, so that's going to be up in there. And in the meantime, have to make a choice between these two. That is blue on frame with windshield. Okay, so this is it right here. Now, I'm going to spray it much lighter. I do believe that's it. No, that's not it. Sorry, guys. I have to get the right one. That's a gray. Dark gray chrome, dark gray blue. I'll paint anything I find. Okay, so this is the gray I want. It's a shiny first layer chrome under the darker mixture. Dark gray, blue, black, cobalt. See, I didn't list these the way I should have. Okay, where is it? Bear with me for a second. I'm just trying to locate a mixture that I made for here. And it's got like a cobalt blue in it. Nobody came in here and took anything. Cobalt blue, more for lighter area. With more for the lighter area. That is not it. That is... All right, I have to... I'm going to go up to the top. I got to find that color. It's here. It's just not... It's not here in the vicinity. So I'll just focus on... I'll just put this off to the side. If I want to use it, I can. Okay, I'm going to focus on this area right here. When things don't go your way, you have to. So I'll focus on the framework around the actual roof with, obviously there's no, it's a sunroof, it's taken out. So let's do that and put this piece back on. You got to carefully put it in. I usually like to use the X-Acto knife to do it. Sorry if I'm blocking, let's see. And here we go. Okay, that's a little low. So you have to lift that and put it where it lives. Put it up in there. Pull it over. I'm so stuffed I just ate 2 sandwiches. My appetite is growing. But it's a little close. I usually eat earlier. Okay, so that's just there. And okay, so let's go to the top part and we will work on this back in here. So that is this area right here. There's going to be some red. Gonna get that red. Okay, the red's gonna have to be up here, so I don't even have that in there. Don't ask me how that is. But this same darkness that goes across is going to also carry on over here, but it's going to be through the windshield, so you have to spray it kind of like a little lighter to get the believability of the windshield. There's our picture again. That's what I'm going to be working on, that area. Okay. And overspray can go anywhere, so I will hit that spot, and I'll get up there too. But there's all kinds of things you can use for your, you can use post notes for small areas like that. You could also put up like a deflector, kind of like that, because it won't go any further. But for the sake of argument, because I misplaced the color, I am going to just cover the two areas I had partially covered before, because I'm exposing that now. Okay, we can expose this section too. There we go. I cut it out before. Okay. Where can we put this? I'll put this right on the edge of the board along with the other one. Okay. So let's get that color. Headliner. I'm calling it a headliner. It probably is. It's in the car, but, you know. But anyway, let's get something started. So it's not a black, obviously. It's got a kind of a white in it and some, I forget what else I put in there. Cobalt blue, believe it or not. I kept looking at black with white, and no, it's a color. It's definitely a color. So we'll just stir that around a little bit. Good morning, Stuart. I'm not even checking my people on here because I lost the color. So hello, how are you doing? And who else we got? It is night in my country. Oh, that's interesting. So Joshua, you are in the night and you're wherever your country is. And Stuart is in Australia. So it's morning where he is. So we have a night and day, a night and a morning person here today. All right. All right. So let's get this on here. All right. So we're going to go with right in this area. Let's see. I got to just look at this. Okay. So that's red. That's red. Oh, I see what's going on here. It's here. It's under here. That's going to be. Okay. So I have to make a little baby adjustment right now. And I'll just use this to do it. I was focused so much on the getting the wheels all right that this little area over here needs to have more. There's a little bit of red on the roof, and it goes just like that. And then here. So I might be able to just pull that down after I go like this. Got to still protect that windshield area. Okay, there's a little roll out there. That just means there's a shape there that I copied with cutting the X-Acto knife. A little part of the red. And then this, okay, that's protected. So let's just get some color on there. Yeah, this is slippery. So what I'm going to do, because it's slippery, and it's not because I have like oil on my hand or anything like that. It's just sometimes a little water. Yeah, there we go. Gives you some grip, friction. Because I was just sliding off that before. Okay. I could spray on here and test my air volume and then check my behavior of my gun. And now we're going to go for this area. even though it's going to get dark, I'm going to spray it light for a minute because I just want to make sure. See, it's not even close to the darkness of this yet. But there is a little kind of a highlight in there, and I might be able to erase it in. So here it can get darker now on this part. So I'm going to kind of just go like that, spray down onto the film. It's all protected. And then over here, right where I sprayed going down, oops, sorry guys, it's got, with a little help of a sharpener here, I got to whittle this one. I don't know where my sharpener is. Magnetic. Got to be careful by my phone. All right, let me get a point on this one. I usually use the sharpener, but I don't know where it is at the moment. And the aggressive erasers really beat up the sharpeners anyway. They do. They're like sandpaper to it. So I just whittle it, you know, just going like that. Okay. All right. You got a lot of storms going on, huh? Wow. So from the land down under, so I'm going to just leave this little section right here kind of lit up a little bit, just there, because there's a metal shape in there. But now that I erased that out, I'm going to zoom in. I want you to see what I'm going to try to do here. Let's get in there. And more, much more. Okay. So I have a little area that's got a tiny little shine in it. So I'm going to stabilize this flexible arm by putting another piece of tape on it, out of sight. There we go. Now it's more stable. All right, so we want to go in closer even. Where were we? We were right there, right here. Now its focus is broken, so we got to kind of get it to sharpen up. Get my finger in there. Might be too zoomed. Oh, it's getting the far part of my arm. Okay, leave it alone like that. All right, so you see this area here, and there's a tiny little thing that I can hardly even show you because it's so little. So I'm just going to take a post note, and knowing there's frisket here, the end result would be I'm making a little metal object in that tiny area. So here's frisket right here, and there's a little color sprayed. So I'm going to go in here like, let's see, like this, and I'm going to make sure that I spray like a line right up in there. Okay, see the little line there now. And then I can go darker now. I can just cut it across, because this is not behind the windshield. Once I go into this area, then I gotta spray it more muted. Okay, so we got the windshield there, little metal guy right there that really and truly should be over more. So we're gonna do this. It's a tiny area. I gotta see where the edge is. All right, I'm going to take a little bit more of this windshield, whatever this is. There's a little grayish right here, so I'm going to just slice this out a little bit more. Oh, I see the line's still there, yeah. Okay, we got a blade that's flat, so I have to. So you got some big storms, huh? Wow. In the land down under. Stuart, what part of Australia are you from again? I forget what you said. Okay, so I'm just going to take that out. I'm going to take it out with a little Windex. I know I'm working on a stupid little tiny area that you got to have a little patience because it has to be dealt with. Okay, there we go. Okay, I cleaned that out. And you don't have to worry about like having a hard line there because in all honesty, it's opaque and it will just recover. So I can air dry that. Yeah, with a little air or volume. There we go. And I'm going to put this on here. And instead of using the post note, I'm going to open up a section in the center right there. Now I think I will use the post note. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray a little bit off of this edge. A little bit off the other edge. And I've got a weak line. It's not the greatest yet, but it is there. It kind of goes away there, air dry. I'm going to take a dowel. I'm going to take my chances and see if the dowel can give me, and that one's not gonna because it's damaged. So let me try to get a little point on that. Being that it's really freshly wet, I'm just gonna go up in there like that. Even that little indication of the two-tone, you know, I can always go back down this way a little bit more. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to take that off there. That's the headliner going on. And now we've got this section. And the red is up top. So the next section we've got is right here. And I see, I don't know if that's a misalignment there. But if it is, I'm going to catch it right off of this right there. Okay, that's going to be the color too. But I'm going to spray it a little bit lighter, same color. It just looks a little muted. So let's get that. Just dust it in there. Whoops, it's higher up. What's going on here? Oh, okay. Oh, fun times. Okay. Just erase that down a bit. Put a new little piece to line up on that one. Right there. And there. There we go. And again, I'm going to spray this. Just almost the same value. I could always hit it with some white too to make it look foggier. A little more darker. Maybe we could do half of it. The bottom half, just a little different. Okay, not a lot, but okay, so that is that behind. Gotta kind of see where I'm at. All right. Okay. Number 2 here. This is going on. That might be it. Okay. There it is. For the wheel. Just didn't look right, so I didn't know what to say. All right. All right, so that is covered. When you're doing film, it's a little bit of a pain in the neck, obviously, because you've got sections that you're trying to pull out. But if we can get a little framework on the car that we can see something going on here, that'll be good. Okay, so that's going to be very dark. That's going to be split there. I think this is wider. So I'm going to take this out right here. I should pull it down. Yep, totally blocking. Sorry, guys. A little wide here so I can put the black line in myself. Okay. I'm not going to pull that piece. I'm going to just let it come off the edge of the X-Acto. Okay, so the width of that is there. This is not that dark color. This is a gray blue. So that would be more like a slatey blue. Blue chrome, dark blue chrome. All right, and put a lid on this guy. Don't want to, so it's a little bit zoomed, so we can zoom out a little bit. Okay. So Brisbane, huh? All right. Okay. Where is the 32 Olympics going to be? Steve Leahy, how are you? I couldn't get on yours yet last night because we were out buying clothes. Tried, but got home late. Got home when you were just finishing. Okay. So we have one guy in where he is, it's nighttime. We have Stuart where he is. It's morning. Pretty cool. All right, so we've got the little framework here, and it's a blue-gray. Dark charcoal, that was the one I just used. So I'm back to a little bit of opaque. I think the transparent is good, but man, it is dangerously, it can be scratched so easy. And when you scratch either opaque or this transparent, it's easier to fix the opaque because you don't have to catch up with it, unless it's a blend, of course. What I mean by that is this is 100%, that's it right there. You don't have to worry about getting darker. If I spray this transparent here, it can get darker and darker and darker and keep going. They almost start looking black. Okay, so let's get the gray, purple, chrome. That's on the bottom. Wheels. That's what I should have done. I should have wrote wheels. Okay, blue on frame with shell. Car blue. Really? Okay. So, okay, I know what this is. Let's shake it up a little bit. This is, if I'm not mistaken, there's a gray, and the gray has like a blue in it, and the blue is first, the lighter colors first. So that would be the gray, the dark rather. Sprayed lighter, of course. Emptying this out. I'll get back to the wheel in a minute. Okay. Good day. Good day. Yeah. I said to my wife, there'll be some people on. And she's saying Thanksgiving's going to knock a lot of people off. I said, well, maybe so, but it's our national holiday, so there's people all over the world that watch these feeds on YouTube, and so even on Facebook they were from all over too, but not as many. Okay, so let's just get a little bit of this and lay it in here. Make sure this line is not as fat, so I'm going to get rid of the line. It represents a black line almost, which really is over more. I made it a little too fat because it started, even though it was traced down, you lose the image. So I started freehanding and stuff and, you know, drawing in things to the best of my ability, and it got lost, you know, just lost in the sauce. So I'm going to put the lighter blue in first, so it will be underneath. And it's about that dark. And it goes all the way across. Let's see, is this open yet? Doesn't feel like it. Feels like it should be open. Yeah, it's open. Wait. Yeah, it's open. Did you ever finish a painting and you found out you painted on the wrong surface there? The frisket, that's what I'm kind of saying. So there. Air dry that. That's just a color waiting to be underneath. You can go like that. Then I can go back to the gray and start building up, because this should be protected here. Yep. Now, whatever this little thing is here, that's the fender wheel well. The fender, I should say, not wheel well. There's the wheel well. Okay, so that's the red. That's going to be the red. If that erases, that means it's not covered. Yeah. Okay, that's going to be red, part of the roof. And we'll just go from there. Okay, so now we've got frisket on there. All right, so I'm going to take a paintbrush right now. I think we'll go with, got the Winsor Newton Series 7, and this is a, look where the paint land, 000. So I'm just going to dip into the darkest color I got, which looks like it would be better than using, no, that's a blue. I need a blacker color, and I know I have one. So I got to just grab that right here, dark blue gray. So if you want to make your life a little easier, somebody like Steve Leahy, who has super steady hands, yeah, you can do your thing. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to make a curve on this down here, and just make a little curve to help me find a shape. And then I'm going to, this is a sticky note, so now I'm going to just come, this has frisket on it, so I'll just come in here like that, get in real close. I'm trying to make sure I got the curve to be enough. It's too fat. I got to make a more severe curve, so I'll just do a little bit more of a cut. And there are other things I can use, obviously. You can use your shields and stuff like that. But I got this, and I should be good. Okay, so we want to go, where was it? Right there. And just get it till it's nice and thin. Go up a little higher, get that roundness. It's so skinny. That's not the greatest cut. Go a little higher. There it is. Look at the size of that. I could bend that a little bit and make that. I could do this if I want. Just part of it right there. And then just move it because it's not the same cut exactly. Yep, it's a little watery, the paint, so that's not good. I'm going to just try it freehand. Sorry, I'm going to be blocking. Sometimes you just got to do it. Little paint sounds you make, a little air coming out of the lungs. There we go. Okay, there's going to be a few here and there and everywhere. There's going to be one going this way. I'll do that. I like to turn the board, so I'll do that after. All right, so we've got a little bit started in there. And now I'm going to just continue back to where oh yeah, I'm going to take the darker color, this color, after I put this in a little water. And I'm going to spray the shading on this color, because that's what it has. It has an underneath color and a top color. Dark gray. Okay, here we go. Spin it around, stir it up a little bit, a couple little knots, a little bit of, not drops, but okay. Now I'm going to very carefully tint this and change the color of this. So where we got an edge there. Yep. Dirty it up a little. Starts looking like the material then, whatever it is. And mostly on the film. Gotta try to go on this side so you guys don't get blocked. That's cool. One more pass. That's it. And the blue shows at the top. And here it kind of goes off the corner. All right. There's a little tiny guy right here. See how close I can get in there. It's not a line though. It's just a little. It's a line, but it's soft. And it's ever so soft. It's like texture almost. And then over here in this corner, I'm just going to dust it. So I have two tones of the color that I'm seeing in the photograph. So I left the lighter color underneath work for me. And now I'm going to go to the wheel. That's going to be chrome right there. I'll go to the wheel right now. So, okay, I need to have a drink and wet my whistle. Hey Dan, how you doing? Oh wow, you've been waiting? Just go hunt for it. Go right on my page. I came on about 2 or 3 minutes after 7 because it kept kicking me off when I tried to upload a thumbnail, a picture, but it just kept sending me into. And then I hit guess by accident, and I had to do it again. So, well, I'm glad you're here. But yeah, that's it. So we're gonna work on this area right here. Okay, that's gonna really bring it to life. So we're gonna work on this little blue here, capturing the sky color, and then this is the gray parking lot, like I said. And then you'll see a little bit of the sky color hit in here and over here by my thumb. And that's it. So let's just start working sections. So I'll take this piece out right there, save it over there just so I know where it is. And this is a little dude here, this little curly guy. It looks like a looks like a fancy mark. It's very tiny. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to just put that right there on the purple so I can see it. Maybe I get lost. Okay, I'll put it on the red here with the yellow with the. No, it's still such a little. I probably won't need it. But anyway, what I'm going to do there is just take the brush again. You can spray it if you want, but there's no need to because you're talking about microscopic. You know, it's going to look the same. It's not going to have any blending or anything. If it's too watery a paint, but that's a mark in the. Actually, I might have to get some black right out of the bottle, but let's just get that on there. Whoops! Look at that walking all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to dab that and just use solid black because obviously it's too watery. Oh, that might have went under. Okay, if that went under, then I just might as well scrap that and hand paint it in after. Yeah, it was loose. It went under it. Okay, so it's going to be a darker textury area anyway, so I can even erase that out a little bit. It's going to be broken up with all kinds of weirdness because there's gravel from the parking lot right there. And that thing I'm racing around should be black. Black. Okay, I don't care about that little disturbance. Okay, let's get some blue. And let's start making chrome. And if you get confused ever with chrome or painting a gold ring, just get a good image and let the image speak to you. Let it let it tell you what's in there. You know, you just study it and you say, okay, a gold ring has some yellows, it's got some browns, gold. What makes up gold? You got the reference picture will tell you what makes up chrome. Well, the reference picture will tell you because the answers are right there. I wouldn't know unless I had the picture. So I'm going to mix a color like that, and I'm going to leave it fade up, and then I'm going to I'll put this color where it is, but at the same time, I will enhance it or spray it lighter, treat it like a transparent, obviously, because it's not a transparent actually. I made an exact mixture of what I would say was exact. Probably not. This doesn't look like it though. I'm having a problem here. That's not. Where is this? That's not it. Is it? Wait a minute. Wait, I'll tell you, it fakes you out. So we take the big picture. I didn't mark my things. I didn't number them. So let's just take the big picture. Then this little, I could just take that right off there. And let's bring it over and see. Is this the color? Yeah, it probably is. Give or take, spraying it lighter. So it's faking me out because it's so bright. But I also can, it's chrome. You can do this from your optical blending. You could just come in and say, all right, I got to adjust that a little bit. I do believe there's orange in this color. I think there's black just to make it. Now, Bill, don't paint on the photo. Okay, so we're going to come over here. It already has an edge, and I'm going to adjust the volume. And now I'm going to get my hand out of the way. Actually, if I come in on the side, I get my rolling cart off to the side. Okay. So now I'm going to, maybe I can let you see that a little bit. I got a magnet now, let's see. There we go. It's kind of flipping up a little bit. Okay, a magnet and some tape, right? I have magnets. Get magnets, man. I got magnets now. I got metal. I almost cut my hand off because I didn't have the right size. I bought a 24 by 24 sheet metal. And I needed 18 by 24. So I cut off 2 extra inches of the 18 by accident because the jigsaw wasn't working right. I was going off with my cut. And I had a fence, railing and everything to protect it. It was C-clamped down. Didn't matter. bottom line is I started scoring it with an X-Acto knife, and I did get cut a little bit right in here, but it wasn't from slipping because I had myself protected there. Okay, so we're going to just bring this in off of this. This is protected, by the way, right there. Okay, I'm just going to, it is the right color. Yep, the more I spray it right there, darker. I'm looking at the photograph, and it rolls up. Just spray real light. Just bring it up. Look at it. And go back into the darker area. And get real dark for a minute right down there. Air dry it. Okay. Now, I'm going to hand paint this in, but not with the liquidy paint. So there's a little drawing under there. And the drawing, good, it came out, that piece right there. So that is like a grayish, it's like it's like this blue-gray color, but it's too watery, so I'm just going to put my own little mixture of that into one of these guys with a drop of black, because there's not enough body in that liquidy paint for the airbrush. So I need my black. Who took my black? Somebody in here? Somebody take my black? It's behind me. Way behind me. Okay, so I'm just going to put a drop on here. Wham. Right like that. It's thicker, right? But it does have a little bit of this color. I don't want to lose it all, so I'll put a little drop of that in there next to it. It's liquidy and it's runny. So now I'll take mostly this color, put it out here, and then I'll take my black that has solidness to it and more of the blue and just work it out to the edge. Should be okay. Should have a lot more body in it. And then I'll just test it and then come in and make that little shape, which is basically strange little guy. It goes this way, and then it goes this way. Yeah, it's wiggly too. That helps with my hand. It's wiggly. I don't know if it's that fat, but that's another thing we could do. Let that dry. So it's not quite that fat, but it is wiggly because it's being distorted in there. So I'm going to dry it with the airbrush. The chrome is picking up all kinds of interesting stuff. Then you could come in with your X-Acto and take away some of the paint by just going after it. Keep it kind of zigzaggy still. It might want to go up. I gotta see. Yeah, I'm gonna push it up. And now it's skinnier. It's got a little dirtiness right there. That should do it. It's just a shape, but I'm going to dry that one more time. Okay. And now we're going to go after this. This has a fade too. Same color, the blue. Test it over here. Wink. Kind of on an angle, this one. But this one has definitely got more, it's dirtier, it's darker, I should say. So I'm going to put the other color in the gun. So you're spraying a color on top of a color now to kind of mimic what you got going on. Wasn't me. Oh, it probably was you, Steve. Whatever you're talking about. Okay, so just, again, I'm just going to go over that blue far away at the bottom and dirty it up a little bit, mimicking what we see here. I can even go on to this. If I look carefully, I see a little bit of that darkness hitting into the blue right around there. So now I've taken a transparent, an opaque color, and I used the transparent on top of it, and I'm getting what I want. I haven't tested this color yet, and I don't care that it's second, you know, like you do light to dark kind of thing. I'm not too concerned about that, but I am concerned about drying this a little bit. I'm a little missed on that. Dirty it up. Okay, this is open, right? Yeah, it's open. Okay, so that's, I'm going to dust a little bit of this blue. I mean, ever so subtly, because the gray under it is going to be what's coming up next. So hopefully you guys can see it good enough. Okay, the wheel's protected. These are all freehand drawings as far as me making the circles. I use a little bit of the edge of some round tool finely, but I use the curve of my hand. But the challenge was cutting it with the X-Acto knife, cutting out the lettering. I was a sign painter. This drove me crazy because my brain knows they have to look just like that. Like if you look at Steve Leahy's Corvette on his website, if it's still there, a red Corvette coming at you, you'll see a tire that is photorealistically lots of tread. You know, the tread's not showing here. It's just like a great example to look at and study and then say, hey, did somebody paint that or is that a photograph? So bravo, Steve. Great job. It helped me because I was studying it. It's one thing to look at the photograph, but then when you say, oh, that's a painting, and you know the artist pulled it off, that's a good study. That's why I have Drew Blair posters from the days of his, you know, aviation art and all that. I have them all in my office when I had my store, and I had them on the wall framed, and I had, because they were, you just had to go up and stare at them like they're paintings that are breathtaking. And yeah, so anyway, okay, this is the blue chrome, okay, but it's gray. So now the parking lot color is this color. I don't know if you can see it. I'll just pour it into the gun and spray. Gotta get the old color out, right? Spray, if you don't get the gun cleaned out, you're gonna have the wrong color spraying. That's the lighter one? Wait a minute, wait a minute. Dark, oh, I just took the dark one. What am I thinking? Where's my lighter one? There it is. Okay, so first layer of chrome under darker mixture. Okay, so that's the first layer. Whoops. Under the darker mixture. And the darker mixture is that layer. But they're not just, you know, get out black or get out, you know, they've got mixtures that had to make it look like what's in the photograph first. But this is the one with the texture. So I have a number of ways I can make texture, but the texture is lines. I'm not necessarily sure I'm doing this. I'm not doing this pavement exactly because it's got oil stains all over it. And I'll show you in a minute, but okay, so let's get this on here, dusted on at least. I'm not spraying this 100% at all. This is going to be, maybe I can make some of the lines in there just with the airbrush. They're just going to be underneath. Tip dry, that ain't going to help. Nope, too fat. That's because it's so big, it doesn't want to really spray fine. Nope, so I'll just be careful and do that. Put the color in. Kind of like that. I am going to try that down again because it worked. It's Claybord, but it's fresh paint, so I can probably get some things happening here. Yeah, I am. Break it up. Don't make them all the same. Just kind of look at your reference picture. Smaller pieces. And don't, yeah, I kind of made them look the same here. I'm going to break that up by going wiggly right through that. I just want some visual noise. Now I'm going to go in and dust over it. So you can still see it, but it's darker back here, so I'll put it in. Leave some of the texture showing because it's there. Let's leave it. Okay. That represents the ground. That's reflecting from up, from down, up. And now we've got to go over here. Where is, oh, I don't have that. Okay, so on the job, adding, not, you know, okay, we got to take this out and then I can add it. I can't add it until this is out of here. Yeah, it's like a missing part of the drawing. Okay, that's that mess I made. And what was the shape I was trying to do? Oh, the more I look at it, I see it differently. It's like, wow, it's kind of a cool shape, actually. Okay, where's my palette? It's like an iron thing. I don't know what it is. But it's reflecting in it. It's a little rounder here. Yeah, it's like a shape like that. I don't know. There's a highlight on it too, but that's good for now. Guys having fun? Just kind of removing that flooded area with the tip, the side of the blade. Get it a little cleaner. Okay, and right here, visual noise. As my science teacher used to tell me, visual pollution. That means the sign guy didn't do a good job. Okay, so what color is this? Is that the color? Yeah. Oh, here's that thing. It's one more little, I got to look at a bigger photograph. That's why it helps, you know. So what is it? It's a design. It's not one of these guys. It's just a shape right here. I did have it drawn in. It almost looks like cutaway, like the metal's cut away like that. And comes down. And it goes right back up like that. So maybe it is a reflection of this. I'm not sure. It's kind of just, if it's distorted, it's definitely a reflection. So what we'll do is we'll put a little piece of purple tape on there, cut it out and paint it in dark. Oop, lost it. There we go. Here we go. This is not how I like to cut because I can't get my arm in there, so I got to bring this up higher. Okay, where is it? It's right here. Paint we see. I could take a paintbrush and I could just take the black. I could spray it. I'll just take the paintbrush to show one other way of doing it. This time we'll go a little bigger with the brush. Let's see. Just a cheap brush, but it will do the job. Same as spraying it. When it's black, you know. Air dry it. Flash. What did I do? Move the camera? Hold on, guys. Oh, I'm zoomed in so much. Hold on. Yeah, I moved the camera. I moved something. Oh, when I brought it back down. Sorry. So I just took that, I air dried it. It's like, how did that shift over? Do it again, one more time. Flatten it out. So it looks airbrushed, you know, flat. Goes with the airbrush. Right. The guy that paints freehand, every little circle, every shape, no, you know, film, none of it. He would do the letters. His hand is like rock. It's just steady. It doesn't, he executes his paintings that are mind-blowing. And I really admire that. I mean, my hand isn't steady enough to do all that. I was able to do a lot of sign painting in my day, but I still had to deal with a bit of a shaky hand. And so I did. I had to deal with it. But this guy just executes stuff. Just go on his page. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. I think it's Ni Mar Ronte, something like that. I might be chopping up his name, but Neymar de Monte. Oh my gosh, you see his work, and you'll never watch another one of my videos. You'll be like, but then again, if you can't execute what he's doing, then join the club. You're back here with me. I'm just knocking some light with the aggressive eraser back into this area and playing around with darks and lights a little bit that I can bury because this is representing the parking lot. It's really cool when you think about it that the wheel is like a mirror, right? So there, and what do we got? We got the gray still right here. Just comes up to the edge. Gets pretty dark in there. Just dust over that a little bit. Okay. And it just tails out over here a little bit. lighter version of itself. Okay, so that's done. This is tedious, you might say. You know, to say the least, it's tedious. Let's see. Got the chrome around the black. I'm going to pop them back in again. I guess so. Come on now. I cut them out good, but it's just floating. It must have a little hang up. I got a little piece sticking there. There we go. Where'd it go? I'm going to put that. I need to see that. I'm going to put that on my metal. I can see it on the metal over here if I need it. Did I lose it? Oh, there it is. Sorry. And one more. I got to take my sweatshirt off. I was really cold before, but I don't know. I just don't know why I got so cold. What am I doing here? Did I not cut that out nice? I don't think I did. Ah, it's giving me trouble. I might paint that one in freehand. I think I botched the cut on that one. Okay, that's going to be painted. This one. Okay. I got the center one waiting. Do I have this one? Take that out. I'm putting it on the piece of metal. It stands out. I can actually see it. Where else we got one? I know there's one more somewhere in here. Where is it? It should be right here. Did I not put it in? I gotta take my sweatshirt off. Give me a second. It doesn't look like anything right now because it's all tied together. So hold on one second. Okay, looking at it from a distance, don't look too bad, but it looks confusing, that's for sure. But I'm kind of putting the colors where everything lives. But there's one more right there, and I'm not seeing it. It comes off on an angle. I do believe it starts right above there. So we'll go up here. I do believe it's right here. Goes this way and then goes this way. And why isn't that there? Am I in the right area? I'm going to just color this in for a second. Make sure it's just a pencil. Make sure it's in the right area. Whoops, a little too big. All right, for the sake of argument, that would probably be a good time to use the paintbrush. It's got to be cut out, though. Ain't going to get nothing out of that one. Maybe it was cut out. We're going to find out, aren't we? Seems like it was. Yeah, maybe it is. All right, I'm going to just paint it in. Like it's, if I paint on the frisket, then so be it, but this is black. That's open. Nope, that's not open. This is open. Like I said, I'm going to just use the paintbrush where I can. Why not? It's not runny. It's the open dark shapes that are right there waiting with the frisket all around it. Go back at it from both sides. And this one, I think I couldn't get it out, so I'll just paint it in after. Remember, it has film around it, so this doesn't matter out here. Okay, let that dry a little bit. This one's already covered. That's why it looks milky. A little bit darker here. It's a reflection. Don't ask me. I'm just painting what I see. This got sprayed over, so we can kind of come back at it. The overspray from the gray. Whoops. Get that. Don't know what it is, but it's in the picture. So put it in and it will make sense later. Okay, I got a little sloppy there, but all right. The same thing with these guys. This is film on here still, but I'll just show you. You could either pull that line, a little paint. This is not on the real painting now. This is on the film. You could either pull this line with a steady hand with an airbrush or with a steady hand with a paintbrush. Or you could take your post notes and, whoops, oh no, I didn't do that, did I? I did. See what I just did there? Okay. This has to come out now because you can't fix that without opaques. Yeah, it's gotten damaged down there. I guess my hand had stuff on it, but I'll show you how I'll treat that right now because I have the color still, and yeah, we're gonna take it out, but it'll be okay because I have the color still. But I think I'm gonna put some white in the color. Yeah, I just bumped right into that one. So now I can't see where I'm going there. So I have to kind of chip this out a little bit here. Go this way. Now I can see where I'm going. So I'm going to get a new blade. Let's see if this one will behave without digging in deep. And I'm looking for it. And I'm following the line. And to help me follow the line, I should really do this. You can see that pretty good down there. So again, turning the picture helps me. You might not be able to see what I'm cutting. I'm just going to do this real quick. Just pulling a line, that's all. Now I can open this up like that. Just get like that. Okay, so now we'll just take a break from this one. Put that back up to the line like that. Pin them down and just take it out. Okay, so I know you're not seeing that, so I will bring it over more. Okay, so remember I damaged this. Let's look at the damage. Pretty bad. Ruined. It wouldn't be ruined if I had an opaque mixture, but I have a transparent mixture. But having said that, this little area here, I kind of took out the true red, so I wouldn't mind painting this section over again, in all honesty. But I want to come down a little bit more and bend this tape down to about there. Okay. And here we go. Oops, sorry. Tighten this in here. All right, so a little repair job, which is always helpful for beginners, right? Okay. Your freehand. That's great. Hey, the larger the surface, the more freehand I wouldn't even bother with anything. When I did t-shirts and you're doing like, I was doing Johnny Depp, I think he was, you know, Pirates of the Caribbean or whatever. And he had these weird jewelry on, you know, and it was all freehand, no stencils at all. It was just, you know, larger. So for me, it was easy to do something like that. Okay, so just for the sake of protecting this area here, because I am going to be coming at this with a little help from Mr. Windex. Okay, and here, right? There we go. Okay, that can't get hurt really, but that can get messy if this liquidy, stainy, runny stuff goes down on it. It can get messy. It's just like you got to burnish it off then, and it's hard to get off. So this is being done over. So I'll just take my Windex. I have a little rag here from a t-shirt, and putting it on my finger. I'm going to back out because this can be seen from a distance. Okay, so I'm going to get the Windex, put it on my pointing finger here on the material, and I'm just going to take it out. One more thing I want to do. I want to just kind of protect in the white area because it's just a nice white background for you to see everything against. So I'm going to just put one more piece of tape here. Why not? Now I can go at it. Okay, where is my cloth? You can use tissues, paper towels, not tissues. And then get to the dry side and then start cleaning it off. I'm going to go at it one more time with a clean area and see if more will come off right now. Yep, it's coming off. Dry it. It's gone. So the front of the vet has to be repainted in there, the dark area. But that's all right because, again, if I didn't have the same color, I have to mix the colors. That's where you can get into the color theory by Drew Blair, because you can always find your colors again, even if you lost it along the way. All right, so I just kind of repaired that area. I took that area out. So let's see what happens here. And we have no more damage, but the dark shine. And I can make this a little nicer too, because it was not sharp enough. I needed to go after that to get that. Like, for example, when I do it, it should really be up in here. It goes out more like this. The shape is really weird because it's reflections like that. And then it goes this way. That's correct. And then it might do a little weird thing there. But I can do that later. You saw me paint it the first time. It's the same thing. Rinse, repeat. Okay, so what do we got so far? We've got that. This is under film, remember. This is protected. We got the windshield done. Okay. Now, I'll think about that. I might be doing a little bit more with an opaque there. Okay, so let's look at what else has to be done here. We got the outer rim, which is kind of the same color, but it has layers. It has a ridge, and then it has a light line. Easier said than done. I'm talking about, this is looking bad because that's not bright enough. That's all overspray on there. So, okay. Remember, that's all protected. Same thing here. Sharpness comes alive when you get that going. It's a little guy here, too. It's got film on it, so just go beyond the shape. This shape goes like that a little more. There, that looks better. And it angles down this way more. Well, it looks round on mine. And it's got other things going on. It's got some kind of... That's more of a point. So we got to put a point on that. Don't ask me what it is. I'm just painting. And there's even something like this that goes across it. It'll all make sense when you look at the finished picture. Got that. All right. A little lost here. There's one more there. Wait, I see it. Where is it? It's in here. Oh, there it is. Did I cut it out? Yeah, it's right here. Don't know if I cut that, but I'll try. Yeah. Not supposed to pull that away like that, but I did. You're not supposed to pull frisket if it's not coming off. You got to cut it. But with my eyesight, I pulled it. Okay. Yeah, so this could be sprayed or it could be doing what I'm doing here. Because in the end, black is black, and as long as you flatten it out, it's just like you airbrushed it for those sections. Okay. Yes, I did, Dan, and I have the course, and you have the course. I guess you do. But what a wonderful 12 minutes of transparent, or he called it gradient, working, I guess, with transparents. It's just added in. I paid for the course in 2021, 22, somewhere around there. I had to buy the course to finish a commission job because I was stuck. And I was like, okay, that's it. I need Drew's color theory class because I was stuck in the middle of a commission job. And I bought it, and then he updated it twice. He updated, let's see, what he had, correction, color, fixing the blue shift. You put that in, you just own it, and all of a sudden they tell you, hey, there's an update. I didn't even get a notice the last time. It was just there. I was like, oh, when did he put that in there? And then, because it's, through your email. And now I've got this wonderful thing to do with, I see this goes this way. It arcs down, it doesn't go over. I got to check that line. Maybe it does, it's faking my eye out. But yep, I got an additional. He said whenever there's updates, that's the only one they'll update because you're talking about, color theory. You can't, if you buy something else, like how to paint a fox or a wolf or whatever, it's what it is. What it is. It's not going to have to update it. The color. I mean, I don't think he would update anything like that. Okay, so there's where we're at so far. I'm thinking of getting his monochromatic female portrait in January. That's wonderful. Yeah, I was asking him about that one. But that's virtual, right, Dan? Isn't the monochromatic female portrait virtual? You use alcohol instead of, I'm switched back to Windex more because alcohol is very bad, especially if you spray it, and it's also, it's caustic and it's very, even on your skin. So I'm using it less and less and less as we go. So what I think I'm going to do right now, I'm going to, because this stuff is irrelevant, these colors that are blocked, these tapes and stuff, can always put patch pieces on as I go. I want you to see the car. Got a little overspray there? Nope, that's Frisket. Okay, so obviously this is a square, a rectangle of Frisket. And yeah, so I was going to do something with the parking lot just to get a little something down, like a tone. So what I could do is do like a flipping kind of thing, a hinge. So I don't want to lose, I want to paint the tire in later, so I don't want to lose that. So what I could do is bring it over to about there, and I could just kind of let it stay over here out of my way, and I at least can put a little gray tone. The body's protected, the wheels protected, everything's protected. I don't have protection on that end thing, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do over there. So I might turn it into something else, but right now it is there. So let me make sure that that is going uphill right there. Okay, so I'm going to take the gray, the one gray from that parking lot, and I'm going to just kind of dust it. And I'll take the lighter one first. Where is it? Where is it? Headliner, that's done. This one is, got to put a lid on it because it can spill out all over your stuff. I've even flipped these. I'm pushing the lid on, and if you don't do it just right, you can flip it, and then the paint spills out on you anyway because you didn't get it. Okay, so yeah, I got that red and stuff, the burgundy red right there. I think that's it. Nope, this is it right here. So I'll rework that. And I'll do that after because you already saw it done. Just go look at the old video. Okay, so I need my my lighter gray. Let's see. I am gonna definitely have a word with myself about doing labeling. This is an Ott-lite magnifier. It's really cool. It basically, I don't have the battery in it right now, but you have a light too that you can turn on. So besides it's a magnifier, it has an Ott-lite color correct lighting that you can hold right over your work, and it lights up. So that's a cool thing. All right. So we're gonna take a little of the gray tone, but it looks like I might. No, that was the wrong one. Dark gray, headliner, dark gray, blue, cheese, black, white, cobalt. Okay. All right. So what I'll do is I'll just spray it lightly. I'm just going to dust this color in. The parking lot is not blue. It's, you know, but I'm going to put I'm going to put distilled water in it. Make it a little thinner version of itself. I'm just giving a little, if the parking lot's going to be darker, I want to outline the car a little bit. Okay, so having said that, we're protected here, here, here. I'm going to just kind of go this way. And when I say light, I mean I'm going to keep it like light. And go on this angle. I don't know if it's going to make a difference because it might make some line work far away. Just dust it in. Something's trying to reappear from a drip or something. This painting had my blood on it. I got stuck with the X-Acto knife. I got to be careful too coming over here because I'll get in trouble with the frisket. Get a shape I don't want. I want it kind of a little not smooth, like just a little mixed up area, like darks and lights. It's going to be darker over here anyway, with more of the black. But I can't get too close to that. It'll deflect off of it. Might be a shadow from a car that's next to this car. But it's a parking lot, so you can do this kind of stuff. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Just to give it something under the car. That went on the wheel a little bit. Oh no, that's film. Okay, so that's good. There's going to be a lot of speckles and like asphalt. Kind of make it. Got to make it. Comes off the flat frisket pretty easy. You could do texture, you could spray Windex on there, you could speckle it and second coat it. There's a lot of ways to do things, but you got to protect your car. You got to protect it really well. So all right, so now once the lights go in here against the darks, then everything starts looking really good, because right now it's kind of like, but if you squint your eyes, you kind of see it in the photograph anyway. You can see that if you remove the details and you squint your eyes looking at that, you got just, squint your eyes, look at it. It's not that interesting until you see it together. So, all right. Blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, you're right, man. Yep, blood, sweat, and tears. I got stuck. That was let's see, like a blood. Oh yeah, it was just one of these little pink. Got me right in the finger like that, and it was a pinhole. It wasn't even coming out, like no blood at first, but then all of a sudden you're working. There's no blood. You're working. You're pushing, and all of a sudden you're smearing on. You were bleeding, but it's so all in a day's work, right? Okay, so that's going to stay covered. That's the wheel. Now the tire, if I bring this back, the tire will have its circle there, the shape, waiting for me to do something in the darker family. So I could just take a little bit, because I'm going to mix that. That's a special color, but I can use a little bit just to put it underneath at the base, because this is almost empty. So I'm going to do that just for a minute. I got to empty out the gray. And I can darken too with this, a little bit of the asphalt. Just emptying the gun. Boy, there's a lot of paint in there. You don't realize it. Man, are you kidding me? I don't have to really empty it though. Though. Did I say dough? It sounded like it. Okay, here we go. All right, so the tire down here is going to be really dark. So I can catch a little bit of the shape right here. Just a little bit. That's going in the blue family, but that's okay. I'm just putting that there to let you guys peek at the separation of that from the pavement. It'll be the right colors, then the pavement will have shadows on it. So a shadow might be, well, we can just pull this back here. There's shadows under there that are going to look more pretty much underneath this whole part right here. Staying pretty far away. And it's going to be darker than this. I mean, that's a little low there. I got to, or is it? No, it's not. I can go over to there. And then under the car, it's going to kind of do that, but it's not going to be this color. It's going to be darker. Oops, I sprayed on the wheel. No, the wheel's covered. Tire's covered. Just gives it a little more dimension, just for a few minutes. Like it's laying, where it needs to be. Remembering that inside. Yeah, when I sprayed that, that's right, it was a test. I sprayed, but I didn't pop that section out. So that's why that's gone. That's all right though. That's how much you forget. But you could practice on the frisket, right? Like this, and you can just practice getting your rounds. So we can go darker here. Just practice, and then you're right on the real painting, but it's protected, so you get that kind of look. So like I said, it's segments, it's different stages to get this to look like anything. Remember, that's the film. That's the film. So, well, sorry, there it is. Yeah, see? Forgot about this film. But again, this will stay here for when I do pop out that section. Remember, it's a trade-off. I've got cutout letters, and I've got the actual tire protected. So do I want to pop out the letters, paint them in the right color, which would be this color, which is not pure white, obviously. Even got a little aging and even dark lines around it. And then from there, recover it, with each little letter. That would be, I guess, the way to go when you don't do it freehand like that guy does. He does everything freehand. I watched his videos one time. I was like, no, not like I didn't believe him. I was like, unbelievable though. Unbelievable. What control. Okay. So that gets painted the red and that. This gets cleaned up here. I don't even know if that's film there or what, but you get the idea. It's just, so here's your car and your tire and your wheels. And we got that. So I'm going to start cleaning up. If we aren't bleeding on our work, are we even painting? Yeah, that's true. So that's a good one. If we're not if we're not bleeding on our work, are we even painting? No, we've got to, at least in this end of the business. I mean, I didn't bleed when I used oil paintings, and I didn't use X-Acto knives for anything. But yeah, it's a little different now, right? So zoom out a little bit more, and that's our thing for the night. I'm going to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving with your families. And by the way, Drew Blair his daughter had a baby boy, I do believe, a boy, and he's a grandpa now. So if you want to say, congratulations to him if you haven't already, just to know he's now a grandpa or whatever he wants to be called, grandpa, papa, or whatever, maybe some Italian name. But anyway, have a nice, safe Thanksgiving. Hopefully I'll be on page for next Tuesday. And in the meantime, everybody always says, don't eat too much. It's like, eat a lot and fall asleep on the couch. But don't forget to be thankful. I watch a lot of people celebrate Thanksgiving, and I'm like, they're not even thinking about it. They're not thinking about anything to do with Thanksgiving. But my Thanksgiving is I'm thankful to the Lord for blessing my family, for my salvation, for hope, for all kinds of spiritual things. But I'm also thankful for here in the land of the living, as the Bible calls it, for just trying to get through life, right? And anyway, enjoy your day. That's my sermon for the day. God bless you all, and I will see you later. Good night.